Occurred back against the Browns as he was trying to escape Myles Garrett's attempt at the sack record. And in this video, we'll take a closer look. The play had happened, what I think the injury was, and if we should be worried about this going forward. Welcome.
There are moments in sports that fans remember forever. The game-winning touchdowns, the playoff heartbreaks, the incredible comebacks. But sometimes the biggest story isn't the play everyone saw. It's the battle nobody knew was happening. For months, NFL fans watched Josh Allen do what Josh Allen always does. He threw lasers into tight windows. He lowered his shoulder into defenders. He escaped sacks that looked impossible to escape. He carried Buffalo's Super Bowl hopes on his back. And yet, there was one thing nobody realized. Josh Allen wasn't playing healthy. Not even close. Because according to reports that emerged after the season, the Buffalo Bills quarterback suffered a broken bone in his right foot during a late-season game against the Cleveland Browns. And somehow, instead of shutting things down, instead of sitting out, instead of letting the injury heal, he kept playing. Week after week, game after game, all the way through the playoffs. The revelation shocked fans because when you think of a broken foot, you don't think of a quarterback running through defenders, extending plays, and carrying an offense. But that's exactly what happened. And once the details came out, many Bills fans started asking the same question. How long had Josh Allen been playing hurt? And how much pain was he actually dealing with? To understand the story, you have to understand who Josh Allen is. Most quarterbacks avoid contact. Most quarterbacks slide. Most quarterbacks protect themselves whenever possible. Josh Allen has never been that kind of player. Since entering the NFL, he's built a reputation as one of the toughest athletes in football. He doesn't just throw touchdowns. He runs through linebackers. He fights for extra yards. He treats 4th and short like a personal challenge. That's one of the reasons Buffalo fans love him. But it's also one of the reasons injuries have become a constant concern throughout his career. When you're constantly putting your body in dangerous situations, eventually the hits start adding up. And late in the season, one of those moments appears to have finally caught up with him. During Buffalo's Week 16 matchup against the Cleveland Browns, Allen suffered what was later revealed to be a fracture in his right foot. At the time, there was no massive announcement, no dramatic press conference, no shocking headline. Most fans watching the game had no idea anything serious had happened. That's what makes this story so fascinating. The injury was real. The damage was significant. Yet Allen kept moving forward as if nothing had happened. While fans debated playoff seeding and championship hopes, he was dealing with something much bigger. Pain. Every athlete talks about playing through pain. But football pain and broken bone pain are two very different things. One is discomfort. The other is damage. And somehow, Josh Allen decided the season was too important to stop. Think about the pressure surrounding Buffalo at that moment. The Bills weren't rebuilding. They weren't looking toward the future. They were chasing a championship. Every game mattered. Every snap mattered. Every possession mattered. And Josh Allen understood something that every franchise quarterback understands. If he wasn't on the field, Buffalo's chances changed instantly. That's why many elite athletes make decisions ordinary people would never make. They convince themselves they can push through. They convince themselves they can survive one more week. Then one more week becomes another, and another. And before they realize it, they've spent months competing while injured. That's exactly what appears to have happened here. The Bills entered the postseason with massive expectations. Fans believed this could finally be the year. The roster was talented. The offense was explosive. The defense was experienced. And Josh Allen was playing some of the best football of his career. At least, that's what it looked like from the outside. What fans couldn't see was the physical toll building underneath the surface. Every scramble became harder. Every cut became more painful. Every game required more effort than the previous one. But Allen kept going, because that's who he is. He's built an entire career around refusing to quit. The problem with playing through injuries, however, is that eventually the bill comes due. The season ends. The adrenaline disappears. The cameras leave. And suddenly you're forced to deal with the reality of what your body has endured. For Allen, That reality arrived after Buffalo's season came to an end. Once the playoffs were over, the truth finally emerged. He had been playing through a broken foot, not a bruise, not soreness, a broken bone. The revelation immediately changed how many fans viewed the season. Suddenly, performances that seemed merely good looked far more impressive. Plays that appeared routine became extraordinary, because people realized he had been doing all of it while injured. Then came the next major development: surgery. Reports revealed that Allen underwent a procedure to repair the damage in his right foot. The operation was designed to fix the fracture and ensure he would be ready for the future. For Bills fans, the news was both alarming and reassuring. Alarming because it confirmed the injury was serious. Reassuring because it meant the problem was finally being addressed. The offseason immediately became focused on one question: would Josh Allen be ready for the next season? Fortunately for Buffalo, the answer appears to be yes. Team officials and coaches have expressed confidence in his recovery. Allen himself has spoken positively about the rehab process, and by all indications, the Bills expect their franchise quarterback to be fully prepared when the new season begins. But the story doesn't end there, because injuries like this often reveal something deeper about athletes. They reveal what they're willing to sacrifice. They reveal how badly they want to win. And they reveal the enormous pressure that comes with being the face of a franchise. Josh Allen knew what was at stake. He knew Buffalo was counting on him. He knew fans believed in him. And he made a decision. Whether people agree with that decision or not, there's no denying the commitment it required. Most people would struggle to walk comfortably with a broken foot. Allen was leading an NFL offense. Most people would be focused on recovery. Allen was focused on winning football games. That's what makes this story remarkable. Not because he got injured. Injuries happen every season. What makes this story remarkable is what happened afterward. He stayed on the field. He kept competing. And he never allowed the injury to become an excuse. Now, as a new season approaches, Buffalo finds itself in a familiar position. The expectations are enormous. The pressure is intense. The Super Bowl dream remains alive. But this time, fans know something they didn't know before. The quarterback leading that dream was fighting a battle behind the scenes, all along. A battle hidden from cameras, hidden from opponents, hidden from most of the football world. And when the truth finally came out, it revealed something Bills fans have believed for years. Josh Allen may not be perfect. He may not have won a Super Bowl yet. But when it comes to toughness, very few players in football can match him. Because while everyone else was watching the games, Josh Allen was fighting a completely different battle.